Welcome to Book Chat Live. Join us on Spreaker and comment during the podcast.
Alexandria, oh my goodness, Sure, a Book Chat Live author feature. Today is one of my many podcast live interviews where I'm exclusively chatting with the authors that will be in attendance at the Rust City Book Con locally here in Michigan this August. For those of you that don't know what Rust City is, I have a link down below in the show notes, or you can go to rustcitybookcon.com. Tickets are still available. Be sure to hit that follow button on Spreaker because Wednesday nights through the end of this month, I'll be right here live and you don't want to miss it. Alexandria is the author of a new adult contemporary romance, Before Him Comes Me. Tonight, I'll be chatting with Alexandria about her book, Rust City, and more. Hey, Alexandria, thanks for joining me today. How have you been?
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm doing very well. I'm trying to beat the heat today.
Oh, I know what you mean. And sounds like you're doing better than me because I'm stuttering all over the place today. I don't know what is going on.
Well, it's early. It's early. I'm with you. It'll start, but yes.
Yes, it's been a long day for myself, and it's not helping that it's 100 degrees outside, and my little recording room is like on fire right now. All right, so let's just jump right on in if you don't mind.
Let's do it. I'm ready to talk about anything.
All right, well, let's start with what you're reading. I know you writers like to read as much as we do, so share with us what's on your reading list.
Well, I will tell you, I wish that I was more fun than as a reader, but when I'm writing, I do not read fiction.
Oh.
I read nonfiction because it's very easy. I just need to keep my mind clear for my own characters to speak to me. So right now I'm reading Story Trumps Structure.
Mm-hmm.
How to Write Unforgettable Fiction. Breaking the Rules.
All right.
And You Are a Badass. So self-help and craft books. How to be a better writer and self-help books basically is where I fall when I'm writing. And then when I'm done writing, in between, then I kind of swallow up books by the plenty. I know when I stopped, when I was done writing Before Him Comes Me, I was so excited. I read about 4 books in a matter of days. I did not sleep for the first weekend.
Wow. I think that's kind of a cool way to go about things, to read nonfiction while you're writing fiction. That's actually a good idea, I think, huh? So that other books don't kind of seep into your subconscious.
Exactly. And also when I read fiction, I tend to read it completely and everything else fades away. I read, the last great book that I read was Power of a Woman by Gina Whitney. And I absolutely become absorbed in books to the point where I went to the mall to buy some shoes for an event. And I said, I'm going to read just a couple pages on my e-reader in the parking lot. And I literally looked up and it was dark and the parking lot lights were on and hours had gone by and I had finished the book. So
wow,
it's kind of twofold is why I don't read fiction.
Oh, wow. You know what? That's really awesome when you can just be immersed in a book like that. I love when that happens.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So speaking of books, do you have any books and or authors that you would say have influenced your writing style?
I think that the one author that immediately pops into my head is Alice Clayton. The book Wallbanger, it came to me at a really dark time in my life. I was kind of suffering from depression, and I started reading it. And the first time I read it, it was the first book, first of all, that I absolutely laughed out loud. I literally laughed out loud.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it kind of made me say, I want to try this. I want to try to, and it lifted me up a little bit. It helped.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely a book. Another one is, and this is going to be controversial maybe, but James Fry,
Okay.
his Million Little Pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I I love the way that it's written.
Okay.
When I read it, I felt like I could do this. It's I like the way it's written. It's just very it's like the way that I speak.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So are any of those also favorite authors of yours, or do you have other favorites?
Oh, my list of favorites. James Fry is definitely a favorite. His Bright Shining Morning, I think, is just brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Alice Clayton, Shane McClendon, The Barter System is a book that it's erotica, but I think it's a genius book. Yeah. Those are kind of my favorites.
Awesome. So let's go a little deep for a second. So
Okay.
tell me a little bit about what inspired you to like start writing and publish a book.
I love this question. Everyone always says, "Did you always want to be a writer?"
Mm-hmm.
Did you? No, I
No.
didn't always want to be a writer. I
All
didn't.
right.
Here's what happened. Facebook happened. First of all, step back. 50 Shades.
Okay.
I hate to admit it. But that was my gateway. But I started reading, and then Facebook happened, and Facebook allowed me to get to know authors. And the first time I contacted an author through Facebook and they actually responded to me,
Mm-hmm.
I was floored. I just could not believe it. They actually wanted to talk to me, and I could ask them questions about their characters.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was going to happen.
Okay.
So I became really good friends with authors. And then so I started having these stories about their characters or other characters. And I would say to them, you should write this. You should write that.
Mm-hmm.
You should write this. I've got this story idea that I really would like for you to write. And then one day, one of my friends, Shane McClendon, she said, you know what? Why don't you write this story?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I said, I don't really think that I can do that. I'm a reader. I don't, you're a writer. And she said, no, this is a good story. This one is a good one.
Okay.
And so on September 1st, 2014, I want to say, I sat down and I started writing Before Him Comes Me.
All right.
And that's what happened.
That's awesome. That is really awesome, because here you are just giving authors great ideas for books, and you would have given this one away too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's cool. That's very cool. I love that that's not like the traditional, oh, I've always wanted to write answer. I love it. That's awesome. Well, congratulations on doing that. This book has been getting great reviews. It's definitely an interesting subject matter. So congratulations. Kudos on that. You've earned it.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about Before Him Comes Me.
Okay.
So let's start with like the basics. Where does this story take place?
Well, this story starts in the South, in Tennessee, and it actually the bulk of the story takes place in Michigan.
Okay.
In East Lansing.
East Lansing, of all places. All right, cool.
Go green.
Yes. Is it safe to assume that our main character goes to Michigan State?
It is.
All right.
It is safe to assume that she does. Yes. Guilty as charged.
Awesome. So does that mean you went to Michigan State?
Well, once, yeah, I may have spent some time at Michigan State myself. Yes.
Okay, awesome. Like, it's funny, but my husband's family, they're all, Michigan State fans. My family, I went to U of M a little bit. I went to a business school. My mom went to U of M.
A house divided.
Yes, we are a little bit. Yes, indeed. It's kind of funny. Well, let's talk about, before we get into more details on the book, let's just talk
Okay.
about the cover art for a moment
Okay.
before we jump
All right.
into the center of things.
Sure.
When I first saw the cover art, I have to admit, I thought, oh, this is an erotica title. I did think that. And we know from, my little introduction there that this is a new adult contemporary romance title.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about how that cover art was designed. What was the, thought behind that when you developed it?
Well, here's the thing. What can I tell you? I'm going to give you a scoop.
Mm-hmm.
I love that cover. I absolutely love the cover. And all right, I needed a cover because I was going to, this is horrible that I'm going to admit this, but I'm going to, on National Podcast Live.
No, it's just between us. Wink, wink.
Okay, there's nobody around. No, seriously. I needed a cover to enter NaNoWriMo,
mm-hmm.
which is National Novel Writing Month.
Mm-hmm.
And I contacted my brother and I said, I need a cover for my book. And I had been writing for a month. And he said, all right, give me a picture. And I couldn't find a picture, but I found this really awful picture. Horrible. And please forgive me if the person who took the picture or is in the picture ever hears this. Horrible picture. But I saw something about like 1/10 of the picture. And I said, I want to use just 1/10 of this picture because I think it represents my character's development.
Okay.
But I just need it for NaNoWriMo. And it's just kind of to throw up on there temporarily.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll work the cover up later.
Right.
So he said, all right, give me about a half an hour. Give me some title to stick on there. And we'll go with it. And I said, great. So I said, well, and he said, well, what's the title? And I said, I don't know. I've only been working with it for a month. And he said, well, I need a title. And I said, well, he said, well, what's the premise of the book? And I said, well, the premise of the book is, I don't know, before him comes me.
Yeah.
And he said, all right, well, let's use that and then we'll change it later.
Okay.
Huh. Boom.
Boom.
We never changed it.
Wow. So that's how you got your title and your cover.
Because and I toyed with changing it. I did toy with changing it because I didn't want it does a little bit come off erotica.
Mm-hmm.
But then I look at her legs and her
mm-hmm.
legs really look naive.
Mm.
Her stance looks naive and so I went with it. I felt like I could get away with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a nice cover. He did a good job for something he threw together in 30 minutes, I guess.
I mean, he tweaked it for the final cover. He spent a little more time on the final. The final version is, he would kill me if he said that I spent 20 minutes on. But the final one he did spend a little more time with. But yeah, that's the scoop on the cover. And I love it. I absolutely love it.
Okay, awesome. So let's talk about like the plot a little bit. So we kind of know, our main character Zara is kind of like in a transformative state, this whole book probably. So tell us a little bit what the premise of the book is and, just in generalities, we don't want to be spoiled, but a little bit.
Well, let me tell you this. Let me tell you first that, I came up with this story. I was reading a lot of erotica. Mm-hmm. A lot of erotica.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept at the end of every erotica book, just about, it says in the epilogue, and they have children and they live happily ever after.
Mm-hmm.
And I put each book down and I was like, well, what happens with the children?
Mm-hmm.
How does their relationship impact the children?
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to write a story, or I wanted somebody to write a story, so I ended up doing it, about what happens to the children of couples that are in BDSM relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did.
Wow. Yeah.
So basically, Zara is a daughter of her parents are in a BDS relationship, and
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see basically if that influenced her relationships.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And she comes from a very how should I say, a very restrictive family. It's in a community of BDSM, and I made I made it very, I twisted it and I turned it for my own entertainment and hopefully yours.
Mm-hmm.
And I explored how it would impact her relationship. So, having said that, now I can go into this. So, it's about her struggle with her relation, how she wants to be in life, basically.
Okay. Well, okay, let me just pick on one thing you said. You mentioned that it's a community of BDSM, right? So is it
Yes.
kind of cult-like? I mean, just from reading the synopsis, I feel like maybe, she was going into something that maybe she didn't want to.
I would say that the word cult for her parents has been thrown around.
Ah, okay.
I would say that she was born. I'll give this away. She was raised with a responsibility in her position because of her parents and their relationship, their type of relationship. And yes, I would say the community would be considered a cult.
Mm-hmm.
And she is given an opportunity to make a choice to continue or to explore.
Mm-hmm. Well, she took the exploring route, I hope.
She took the exploring route.
Good thing. Good girl. Yes, I like her already.
Yeah.
So while, a lot of the themes in the book are, BDSM, this book actually is not. So do you want to do you care to explain to the audience a little bit how it's classified as, romance instead of that?
Can I just tell you? Let me see. I have successfully written probably one of the very few BDSM themed books that there is no sex. I have a lot of, as I said, I've read a lot of erotica, and I have a lot of respect for the genre.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a new writer. I'm a new author, and I want, when and if I ever decide to venture into erotica, I want to make sure that I do justice to that genre. These two characters very much laid their story down at my feet. Mm-hmm. And sex was not a part of it. They very much wanted me to tell their story and kind of show that there's more to BDSM than sex. And it's deeper. And I think that it's lost. The deeper part of BDSM gets lost. People hear BDSM and they automatically think of the bedroom. And so I hope that I elevated or showed a little bit of those type of relationships, the good side and the bad side, without having to weave sex into it.
Okay. Well, okay, I guess I have a two-part question. First, I know that without sex, it is a little harder to sell the relationship, to sell the attraction. How do you do that? And like, what is the heat level when it's all said and done without sex? You know, can you feel the tension between them? Are there other things going on that kind of raises it to, you know, at least a strong new adult romance heat level? Or is it really, really mild?
Well, my hope is it is hard to sell it. I will tell you, marketing this book has been, it's been a challenge. You know, how do you, that's a challenge. I toyed with, do I put BDSM on that it contains that on the description, just to be fair, because it does contain those concepts, but then you automatically think sex, or do I leave that off and then people get surprised by that? So yes, that it's been very hard. The tension between the two of them. Here's my thinking. If an author needs sex to build the tension between two people, then there's a problem with the writing.
Well said. Well said. I mean, I get what you mean, but you know, like in a lot of books, they don't necessarily jump into bed per se, but there's a lot of heavy petting. There may be some makeout sessions, some touching, some other things going on without necessarily, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I hate to disappoint. I really hate to disappoint. This is about two people taking the time that's needed to get to know each other.
That's refreshing. That's refreshing. I like it. Yeah. You know, it's different. I like that. That's cool. But you know, there's other parts to that whole BDSM thing, like you mentioned, you know, earlier. I mean, I feel like there may be some psychological things going on, some controlling things going on. So there's other elements of that may or may not, you know, occur.
Well, you know, I think that there is a dark side to everything, and BDSM is no different. And I wanted to not paint the fairy tale. I want to give everything, be fair about everything. And as much as possible, it is romance. But yeah, I did shed some light on some very negative things as well. So you do see very quickly some control issues, and you see some very sad situations without sex. And it's, you know, I hope that it's, I think that I built it up well enough that it's believable.
Okay, well, let's talk about Zara a minute.
I miss her dearly.
Well, you know, I've mentioned, you know, to you before, I kind of like a strong leading lady. I do like, you know, a heroine that can, I guess, take care of herself. Not necessarily that she has to be the alpha, but she knows when to take care of business. And, you know, she could be a little soft at times, too. I don't mind that. So how does she fare in that arena? Is she a submissive type of person by nature, or is she more dominant by nature? And how does that role play in with Garrett?
Zara was raised to be 100% submissive. She was never allowed to make a decision for herself. She was raised to submit 100%. She was raised to not have an opinion. She was raised to any opinion. I mean, that's it. Her opinions were her father's, and then she was expected, when she was given to her husband, for her opinions to be his.
Right.
and so I will tell you, the book about the story is about Zara finding herself, and Garrett gives her the opportunity very early to decide whether she wants to continue with the community and as status quo, or if she wants to find herself. And as somebody who has never had a choice to make, that's a very frightening moment. So she, she probably does come across as very weak in the beginning. And she's supposed to.
Yeah.
She very much is supposed to.
Yeah.
It is my hope and that she grows into herself throughout the book.
Okay. Wow. I can see what you mean. Like if you've never made a decision once and then all of a sudden you're given this big choice, go left or go right. And it's kind of, I guess that could be a little bit, scary for that kind of person.
And not only go left or go right, but once you go right and you decide not to go with the community, I mean, going right, that only opens the door to more decisions. And that is terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you choose to walk through. So while she is very submissive, in my mind, she's incredibly strong.
Yeah, that was a strong choice. So if nothing else, that puts her on the path to becoming that person,
Right.
So what about Garrett? I mean, what motivates him? Like, what kind of person is he, like, in general? What kind of guy who is raised to be a dominant person says, hey, maybe you might want to check out something else?
Garrett is just fantastic. And honestly, I want to date him, but he's taken. Garrett has been raised by, again, he's part of the community as well. He's part of a different section. He's in a different region of the community, but he's raised in the community. His parents, the great thing, while Zara's parents are one type of couple, and in the BDSM there's a spectrum. His parents are different, or on a different scale in the BDSM spectrum, and he is raised very differently. His mother, he is while she is a submissive, she is also kind of considered sort of a partner to her father, and he's loved and he's nurtured and he's given a lot of opportunities, and he is just a different guy, and he is I think he wants a partner. And that in itself is way different than anything Zara has ever experienced. And
wow.
And to get a partner, you have to give freedom.
Yeah. And I have read some BDSM books of both school of thought, where one is like the man, or the woman, if she's the dominant, it's just, this is how it is. And this is like, you don't have a choice. And then there's the other where they want you, like, it's a partnership, but it's like you almost agree to be submissive. It's almost, I can't think of any other way to explain it. It's like he's not, he's not wielding power over you, but you're choosing it, and he wants you to choose it. That type of thing versus
and basically that's what trust and believe. That's, my world is completely fictional, but I from what I know of BDSM, it has to be, the woman has to want to give the power to him or her, either way. So yeah, and I think he wants that. He wants a partner who decides to give it to him.
Oh, see, he sounds like a nice guy. So what were some of the challenges that you came across in bringing this book to life? I mean, did you have to do a lot of research for it, or did you have to overcome some mental blocks to get into the zone? Please share.
Woo! Aren't you a thorough interviewer?
I am, yes.
Well, one challenge that I had was I did not want anyone who was a part of the BDSM community to read it and say bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of friends that are in the community, and I wanted to honor them.
Mm-hmm.
So that was big for me, and I wanted to get it right.
Mm-hmm.
What else? And also, just because I wrote a book that didn't have sex, I wrote a book that's got a topic that's a little bit touchy.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to kind of come to grips with the fact that people were going to be reading a book that I wrote that's about BDSM.
Right.
And while I'm very, very proud of my book, I had to get over the fact that my grandmother and my grandfather and my mom and dad and everybody, my brother, were going to read this.
Oh, yeah.
And that was a little bit challenging. But once I kind of put that behind me, it was okay. And, people at work.
Yeah. Yeah.
Research. What research did I do for Before Him Comes Me?
Yes. Do share.
Well, let's see. What can I tell you?
You can change names to protect the the people.
I don't even know if that would work. I will tell you that I researched it pretty thoroughly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No, I participated in some community events. I met some people, and I talked to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I explored it. I explored the topic, and I explored myself, and and that's where the story came from.
All right. Enough said. I think we understand. That's good though, because you immersed yourself and you were able to come out with an honest, portrayal of that situation. And, you get kudos for that, That's awesome. Thank you. Is there anything else you would like the readers to know about Before Him Comes Me before we move on to the next topic?
Just, I think, let's see, what can I tell you more about the book? Just that don't let the BDSM keep you away from it. It's a story about choice, and it's a story about self-discovery.
Mm-hmm.
And you can take the BDSM out, and it still is about one young woman's road. It's, the majority of the book is about her college experience and how she struggled to be a first year student and deal with that. So it's about self-discovery, and I hope you like it.
Awesome. All right. So what are you working on right now?
I am working on a couple of things right now.
Okay.
Nothing. Before Him Comes Me has a lot of splinter stories. Everyone that has read it is like, is there another Zara and Garrett? Yes, it's going to be continued. It is. They need some time to be alone for a while. I'm not picking it up right where it left off.
Okay.
But there's also some splinter stories from other characters that will be discussed and will have stories of their own.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it would have been really safe for me to continue on with those, but I don't do anything safe. So I'm working on a story called In the Pursuit of Charity.
Mm-hmm.
And it is about a guy named Link, short for Lincoln,
Okay.
who he falls in love. And I'm scared to use the word love because he hasn't said the word love to me, but he falls for a woman who is not really ready for his type of love. She's just not ready, and he has to deal with that, and he's trying to figure out how to convince her.
His type of love. Oh goodness, what does that mean?
I know, right? Isn't that a great question? What type of love?
Yeah.
He can be a little bit over. He's over the top.
Okay.
This Link of mine. So that's that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'm also working on a new project that's kind of in the beginning stages. Well, not beginning stages. I'm kind of in the midst of it, called Yellow Cake Exodus. And that is very personal. And it actually comes out of In the Pursuit of Charity. And Yellow Cake Exodus is a blog on my website. And It is a blog basically of my weight loss journey.
Okay.
I lost 144 pounds while I was writing Before Him Comes Me.
Wow. Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you. But then I stopped writing and got to the hitting the release button and stalled.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm back at it, but I needed a place to write what was going on in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to share it. When I researched or looked at blogs, there was a lot from women who have already made the successful journey, but I didn't find a lot from women who were in the midst of it. So I'm slowly blogging about where I am and what I'm doing. So Yellow Cake Exodus is where I am and what I'm doing.
That's awesome. That's, inspiring for every woman. It seems like we are all struggling with weight loss. Everyone. I mean, even the skinniest of women will say, oh, I'm dieting. So, it's different perspective, just to be there with someone going through it instead of, do this, bam, there you go.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Right.
That's awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that you're through it, but I'm in it and I want to talk about that.
Exactly. That's awesome. Okay, so as you are a writer, is there anything that you would like to share, and any pieces of advice you would like to give to aspiring writers out there?
Heck yeah.
All right.
Let's see. Writers, wannabe writers, anybody who wants to write a book. First of all, you can do it. Mm-hmm. I did it. I did it, and I never, ever, ever thought I could do it. So you could do it. But I will tell you this. 30 words every day for 1 year is a book.
Oh,
I'm sorry, wait. 300 words every day. Sorry. 300 words every day for 1 year is a book. You can't eat an elephant at one sitting, but you can eat an elephant in chewable chunks. So don't look at it like you're going to write a book today, but look at it like you're going to write it over time.
Right.
Find people that are willing to talk to you. I have the best people in my circle that are authors that are out there who are willing to share. I'm one. There's many out there. You would be surprised if you link up with somebody. Find me. I'll talk to you about it. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to be helpful. That's what I found. Mm-hmm. And then, study your craft and don't rush. That's another thing. That's the big thing. Don't rush. I took a long time with Before Him Comes Me. Mm-hmm. I didn't rush it, and I took my time, and I'm very glad that I did. So you're not in a hurry, I don't think, but you can do it.
Awesome. Yes, you can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. That's what I say. You just have to stick to it, right?
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about Rest City a little bit. That is right around the corner, literally.
Woohoo! My first official signing. My
Yes.
first official signing. I'm so excited.
Yes, I'm excited because I get to meet all the authors I've been talking to for the last 2 months. So this is actually awesome. Yes. So obviously you will have Before Him Comes Me there. Will you have anything else there with you to sign, or that's it? That's it.
That's it.
Nothing? Okay, well that's good enough because that's a lot of books. So
maybe yeah, that's it. That was pretty big.
Okay, some swag maybe for giveaways.
I'll have some swag. Oh yeah.
All right, and you guys come.
I'll also have a I'm gonna put together quite a nice giveaway basket. Quite a nice giveaway basket.
Ooh, you guys go to Alexandria's table. Yes.
It's impressive.
It's impressive. Okay, that's all you guys say. I know it. Okay, excellent. So let's talk a little bit about the panels. Which ones will you be participating in?
I am so excited. I have no idea what to expect, but I'm very, very excited. As this is my first official signing, I will be in Exploring Social Web, which I am leading. Reading Because It's Bad, and Naming Ritual.
What's that? I don't know. Naming Ritual? I don't know. I guess maybe it's about how you name characters.
Name characters. That's how I'm reading it. Yeah.
Okay.
What we do to go about naming our characters. Oh. Which, if that's it, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. You know, there's a lot in a name.
There is a lot in a name.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That's cool. So what meet and greet are you doing? Are you doing one?
I am. I'm doing young adult and new adult. And we have quite the theme.
What's the theme?
I don't know if I'm supposed to tell, but
Is it a secret?
I'm not sure. We didn't discuss if it was a secret or not.
Oh, no.
I'm going to totally blow it if it's a secret. Because I'm going to tell.
Oh, no. Okay, I won't tell you told.
Okay, shh, don't say anything.
Okay.
Slumber party theme.
Oh, that's fun.
Right?
That's really cool. Yeah. So do you have to come in like pajamas and stuff?
I don't know if the readers are, but I think we are.
Okay. Awesome.
We are. We've got some really cool stuff and giveaways. Not to get people to come to ours, or because everybody's rotating. But I think we're gonna be. It's really cool.
Oh, awesome! You know what? I'm not in that one.
Are you not?
No, sadly, I'm not. I will be in the other one, which is, I think it's historical and steampunk or something like that, which I'm cool with,
What are you
but
guys doing?
I have no idea. I'm just supposed to show up and be Vanna White or help in any way that I can as a blogger. And I say Vanna White.
Fabulous self.
Yes, and I say Vanna White because those were the organizers' words. Not my words. But I will be there with a smile on my face, ready to participate in any way that I can.
I think it's going to be a blast.
I think so. I might sneak into your guys' party and see what's going on. Sneak away and come back.
It's going to be on. We're going to have a great time. We are ready.
Awesome. That sounds like fun. Okay, so this sounds like it's going to be a blast. I'm really looking forward to it. Yes. All right, you guys, if you're listening. Yeah. Okay, look, if you're listening, you guys, tickets are available. You do not want to miss this party. You've got to be there. You get this is for the record
and slumber party.
Yes. You know what? It's funny. I was talking to I think it was Laura Bickle. We're gonna have alcohol and chocolate if we're in a the same topic panel. We're going to be drinking in there and having dark chocolate, and we're going to be doing all kind of inappropriate stuff for 3 days. So it's going to be fun.
Oh my gosh, so much fun.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yes, it's going to be a blast. All right, so next up is the lightning round. Are you ready for this?
Oh, you got it. Let's do it.
Yes. Okay, let me run.
I'm determined to get through all 60.
Oh, good luck with 60 seconds. Okay, so here's the rundown. It's 60 seconds, 60 questions, some book related, some not. Some of the questions require an A or B answer. You cannot say neither, and you cannot say both. You have to choose. And then the others are open-ended, so you can answer however you see fit. Are you ready? I have my little
timer. Oh my gosh, you really are going to set a timer.
I am, because you know what? The last time I didn't set a timer and I was looking at the little clock on my computer, I feel like 2 minutes passed. And I'm like, oops, my bad.
All right.
So, okay. All right, ready?
All
right. Hero or villain?
Hero.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
Name a book that you've read in one sitting.
Power of a Woman.
All right. Beer or wine?
Beer.
Vampire or werewolves?
Ooh, werewolves.
Milk chocolate or dark chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
Where is your favorite place to read?
Couch.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
Physical books or ebooks?
Ebooks.
What's your favorite book or series when you were a child?
Ooh, The Giving Tree.
Oh, favorite alcoholic mixed drink?
Vodka and cranberry with a lime twist.
Yum. Android or Apple?
Apple.
Audiobook or bookish podcast?
Bookish podcast.
Yes. Last one. Name your favorite food.
All of it. Okay.
All of it.
Pasta. I don't know.
All right. So I think you got through. I skipped a couple, but I think you got through about 15.
All right.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for doing that. That was fun. I think I have more fun asking the questions than you guys do answering the questions.
You did get me on some of those though. It's like, wait, favorite food? Mexican? I don't know. Should we do? I don't know.
Hey, I have a bunch of favorite foods. I probably have too many.
That was a hard one.
Awesome. Okay, so before we sign off for the night, do you have any other last tidbits you'd like to share?
Just that I really appreciate being on here. This was fantastic. You are my first podcast interview, and It was so much fun.
Oh, yay. Thank you. I hope I can stand up to the test of time as you do more interviews.
I will always remember my first.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I can't wait to see you at Rust City.
Yes, same here. It will be a blast meeting you in person.
Absolutely. Stop by my table.
Oh, I will. You'll see me around. I'll be around all the time. Probably you'll be like, wow, she was there. And then she's over there. And now she's over here. So, yes, I'm just going to be everywhere. All right. All right, be sure to follow Alexandria all over social media and pick up a copy of her book, Before Him Comes Me. All of the links are below in the show notes. Before you go, hit that follow button on Spreaker, the only place that you can listen live, or subscribe and listen later on iTunes or the Google Play Store. That's it for today. Thanks for listening, and until next time, happy reading. Bye, guys.